But according to what we know best, we've narrowed it down to either the 19th, the 21st, or the 23rd night of Ramadan. So everything I say tonight applies to all three of those nights. There's other great nights in the year as well. We have 15th Sha'ban, known as Nima Sha'ban, another one of the nights of power. We've narrowed it down to a few nights in the year where we think the night of power that Allah Azza wa Jalla is talking about is on that night. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first he speaks about the Holy Quran. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. That's the first meaning we take. The second meaning, I said we'd look at two, is what? We've spoken about the written book, but we have another version of the Quran. Now that's not to say that we believe in another Quran, absolutely not, but we believe in the concept of the spoken Quran as well. Who is that? The Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, our Imam, our Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And we say that Laylatul Qadr is one of the names of Sayyidah Zahra salamullahi alayha. We say that Laylatul Qadr is one of her titles. So when Allah Azza wa Jal says we revealed it, we sent it down in Laylatul Qadr, who are we talking about? We are talking about the spoken Quran, Imams Hassan and Hussain, who were sent down to the womb of Sayyidah Zahra. Allah Azza wa Jal here, like we say, every verse has 70 meanings. Here we realize there's many meanings that we can take. And we're going to keep coming back to this idea, this connection between Laylatul Qadr and Sayyidah Zahra. We're going to keep coming back to this. But here Allah Azza wa Jal, we're looking at what He has sent down. He sent down the Quran in one form or another, and He sent it down on this night of Laylatul Qadr. When that night is, we're not absolutely sure why. Let's look at the next verse. The very next verse says what? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. And what do you know of Laylatul Qadr? What can you know about Laylatul Qadr? What does this tell us? Allah Azza wa Jal here, first of all, He has not told us exactly when Laylatul Qadr is. It is a mystery. Second of all, Allah Azza wa Jal, we realize that He doesn't want us to know all about it. Why? One is the issue of that dharfiyah, that capability that we spoke about. We're not capable of knowing all about it. But secondly, there are certain things in the world which Allah Azza wa Jal has kept hidden. Certain things which Allah Azza wa Jal has kept for Himself, not told anybody else. One of those secrets of Allah, one of the mysteries that Allah Azza wa Jal has sent into this world is this night of power, is this night of destiny, is this night of Laylatul Qadr. This mystic, mysterious night that we can't know about. Allah Azza wa Jal Himself here, He says it. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. What can you possibly know about Laylatul Qadr? What can you understand? What can you learn about Laylatul Qadr? Because it is such a great night. It is such an incredible night that the mysteries of Allah are hidden within it. Now when we look at this manner of speaking, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا, and then we speak about something. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's used this somewhere else in the Quran as well, where Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةُ. And what do you know of Al-Qari'ah? Surah Al-Qari'ah, Allah Azza wa Jal says this. And again, He starts it in the same way. Here He says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Al-Qari'ah. Ma Al-Qari'ah. He says Al-Qari'ah, but what do you know what Al-Qari'ah is? At the end of the surah, He tells us what it is. Narul Han. This wretched fire, these burning flames that we can't imagine, we can't understand, we can't fathom. And this relationship goes two ways. We can't understand the levels of what Laylatul Qadr is. In the same way we can't understand the pain of the fire. In the same way we can't understand the punishment that Allah Azza wa Jal has held for those who deserve to be punished. And I make a point here to say those who deserve to be punished. We shouldn't live our lives in fear of the holy fire, of Allah Azza wa Jal's wrath, of the fire that He has sent. We shouldn't live our lives in fear of it. No, we should live our lives in love of Allah Azza wa Jal. But when you live your life in the love of Allah Azza wa Jal, you remember the things that He has told you, and amongst those things is that fire. There should be a level of consciousness. It shouldn't be the thing that drives us, but it's there. Allah Azza wa Jal here, He's telling us this relationship. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةُ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. What do you know? These two things are so great that you can't imagine them. You can't understand what they are. But when we look at the mystery, there's another thing that we have to remember. Allah Azza wa Jal, when we're talking about وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ, what do you know of Laylatul Qadr? The fact that it is a mystery, I said it has a very close connection with Sayyidah Zahra this night. Sayyidah Zahra and Laylatul Qadr are very closely connected. How? One of the types of Sayyidah Zahra is what? Sirrun min asrar Allah. The secrets amongst the secrets of Allah Azza wa Jal. Sayyidah Zahra herself is one of those mysteries which Allah Azza wa Jal has kept secret. It's why the hijab of Sayyidah Zahra is so key. It's why the hijab of the Holy Lady is so important. Why? Because she is one of the mysteries, not of the world. She is one of the mysteries, not of the family of the Prophet. No, she is one of the mysteries of Allah Azza wa Jal himself. In the same way, Laylatul Qadr is one of those nights where Allah Azza wa Jal has hidden so much in there that we have to go out into the world and try and find it. What can you know of Laylatul Qadr? What can you know of Laylatul Qadr? But yet still we must try and learn. We must try and figure out what this Laylatul Qadr is, as close as we can get, and as big as our darfiyat is, as big as our capability is, as much as we open our hearts to it, that's how much we will take from it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Laylatul qadr khayrun min alfi shahr. Laylatul Qadr, this night, is better than 1,000 months. Now let's say there's 30 days in a month. 1,000 months. How many days is that? 30,000 days and nights. Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying this one night is better than 30,000 days and nights. Now, let me put that into perspective for you. Let me give you guys an example. And this will apply a little bit more to those of you who are older, but those of you who are young will understand this as well. If I were to tell you, or forget me, if your boss comes to you and tells you, look, I need you to work on Saturday, you're going to say no. I don't work Saturday. I do Monday to Friday. That's, after that, I count 9 to 5. After that, I'm going home. If only that were the case. But 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, that's when I work. I don't work any more than that. He says, look, I'll make it worth your while. You say, how? You work Saturday and I'll pay you for 2 weeks worth of work. Come in and work one day on Saturday, I'll pay you for 2 weeks work. It doesn't matter if he's telling you come in and clean the toilets. You're going to come in and do it. Why? 2 weeks worth of work? 2 weeks worth of pay for one day? You're going to do it. Why? Because the reward you're getting is so much better. I mean, look at 2 weeks worth of pay. A working week is what? 5 days. So for 10 days worth of pay, you'll do that 1 day's worth of hard work. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla here, He's telling you what? You stay awake for one night. You remember me for one night. You learn about your religion. You learn about the world for one night. You do dhikr of Allah for one night. You recite Quran for one night. It's not 2 weeks pay you're getting. 30,000 days and nights worth of reward you get for that one night. Who in their right mind turns around and says, oh Allah, not this time? Who in their right mind turns around and says, I don't know if it's worth it, I can't. But sometimes we find ourselves feeling like that because we don't realize the grandiosity of this night. We don't realize how important it is. How many of us would have thought, oh, you know what, tonight, Manchester City are playing Bayern Munich. Do I want to go and watch that or do I want to come here? You think about these things and they pop up in your mind, but when you really realize the gravity of what we're talking about, all of a sudden, they're not even on the same scale anymore. All of a sudden, it just doesn't matter what else is on tonight. It doesn't matter what's going on tonight. When your boss offered you 2 weeks worth of work to work on that one Saturday, if you have plans, it's all right. You'll do them another time. You're going to go out to eat. I can go out to eat anytime. You're going to go out with your friends. You don't like them that much anyway. You make a million excuses because you want that 2 weeks worth of pay for 1 day's work because you think that's so worth it. I'm going to do it. It's like we spoke about yesterday, right? When Islam being tough, we spoke about the footballers and how difficult it is for them to train. But when they're lifting a trophy, all of a sudden it's worth it. All of a sudden, all those days that they had to wake up at 6 a.m, when they had to train in the snow and the cold and in the boiling heat, it's worth it. It doesn't matter because what they're getting in return is so great. We have to understand that about this night as well. We have to understand what we're getting in this night as well. I tell you, you work hard in life, you work hard in school, you'll get good grades. You get good grades, you'll be able to get a good job. You get a good job, you'll be able to have a nice house. You'll be able to have, let's say, you'll be able to have a palace. You'll be able to have a mansion if you work really hard. If you can work hard all year long to get that palace and that mansion, just think, Allah's told you, just one night work hard, I'll build you palaces in heaven. I'll build you mansions in heaven. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He's reminding us here, He's telling us, look, I'm not asking you to put in that much effort every single day of every single month. No, just one night. You can work your whole life to build a nice house in this life. Allah's telling you, just stay awake for one night. Remember me for one night, I'll build for you for eternity. I'll build for you a palace which you live in for the rest of your life, for the rest of eternity, for the rest not only of your life, but the rest of existence of these worlds. And yet still we think, can I do it? Can I not? Yet still we think, oh, I'm too tired. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He's telling us here how great this night is. Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. And now we come on to what for me is my favorite verse in this surah. Without a doubt, and hopefully, I'm going to try and relay to you a bit of the feeling as to why it's the favorite verse for me. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. Allah Azza wa Jal says what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And the angels and the archangel, yani Jibreel, they come down to earth with their Lord's permission and with their Lord's decree. Now, I know it's Ramzan and I know it's difficult to focus. I know we get tired, but if you don't focus on anything else throughout this entire lecture, focus on this bit. I want everyone's full attention just for this bit. What I tried to get across to you guys a little bit as to why I love this verse so much, as to what it means to me. I want you guys to pay attention for just this little moment while I try and paint a picture. And I want you guys to try and imagine what I'm saying. Try and picture it in your head. Try and see what I'm talking about. It's a Ramadan day. It's been a long day. It's been a difficult day. Across the land, the Muslims are very hungry. They're getting to the end of the day. Maghrib time is getting closer. They're starting to look at their watches. They're starting to look at their clocks. They're starting to check the time on their phones, wondering how much longer left. There's 10 minutes, let's say. There's 15 minutes. You can see the redness in the sky as twilight starts to fall over the sky. Energy levels are low. People aren't really talking to each other much. The Muslims, they're tired. They're not talking. Everyone's just waiting for it to be the time for Allah. Slowly, the sky gets darker. The sun starts to set further and further. As the sun crosses the horizon, it goes completely out of sight. Now the sky is dark all of a sudden. In this dark sky, the lights around the world start to shine a little bit brighter. Everybody's houses, the lights start to turn on. In the skies, the stars start to twinkle a little bit more. All of a sudden, the night sky is lit up with all these different lights. And the Muslims, they pray their Maghrib, they pray their Isha, and they begin to eat. They take that first bite of the dates, or that first pinch of salt, that first gulp of water, and all of a sudden the energy starts to flow back. All of a sudden now, the energy is coming back and everybody's talking and there's this buzz and everybody's excited and happy. Everybody's laughing and enjoying themselves. This is what's happening on earth. Up in the skies, all the angels are watching. In the heavens, all the angels are looking down on earth and they're seeing something very strange. The earth seems to be expanding. It seems to be getting big. There's something weird going on earth. There's an odd energy. There's an odd excitement. And then the angels look on and they see what? Blessings start to shower down on this earth. Blessings start to shower down over earth, much like the rain's showering down on us now. The angels watch and they see, and as they see this, they turn to Allah Azza wa Jalla and they say, Oh Allah, give us permission for one night. Just one night, let us go to earth. These are the angels in heaven asking to go to earth. Why? The angels in heaven asking to go to earth. Look at this. The earth, which was a punishment for Hazrat Adam in heaven, the angels are saying, just one night, let us go over there. One night, let us go to that place. Let us go to earth. Why? Allah Azza wa Jalla, He gives His permission. He says, go. And in that moment, all the angels, billions and billions of angels, start to descend upon the earth. They descend upon the earth and they start roaming the earth. They start looking around for what? For those blessings that they saw from the heavens. They're taking these blessings so that they can take them back up to the heavens afterwards. These blessings on this night, it's not just that there's so many of them, but they are so great that the angels see what's on earth tonight is better than anything we have in heaven. So they come down to earth and they're going around trying to collect as many of these blessings as they can. And as they go around and as they're looking for these blessings, as they're trying to collect them, what do they see? They see a Muslim on the Musalla praying to Allah Azza wa Jalla. He could be doing anything. He could be reading Quran. He could be doing dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He could be reading du'as. He could be sitting there just speaking to his Lord, just remembering his Creator. And as they see this, what do? They begin to circle around that person. All the angels, whoever's in the area, whichever angels are in that area, at this point, let's say, if there's billions of angels on earth in this night, there's thousands in each area. So around this one Muslim who they found praying, thousands of angels have circled around him. They hear him doing dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, remembering his Lord. So what do? Out of respect, and not respect for the dhikr. Not out of respect for what he is saying. Out of respect for the person saying it. So out of respect for that Muslim, for that individual, what do? They all come down to the ground and they lower their wings onto the floor. Thousands of angels surrounding this person, circling around him, their wings laid down on the floor as a mark of respect, sitting there silently, in complete silence and tranquility, paying full attention to every word that this Muslim says. Why? Because he is remembering his Lord. It's a nice story, isn't it? It's a nice thing to imagine, isn't it? Except it's not just a story. It's not just a tale I've woven. It's not just something that I've come up with. This is the exact definition of what happens on the night of Laylatul Qadr. This is the exact definition of what happens on this night, this great night. So not only is it better than 1,000 months, not only is it better than 30,000 days and nights, but on this night, if you do dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, you will see the angels come and surround you. You will feel the angels come and pay attention to what you have to say tonight. The angels come with their respect to you. These are the angels who, the last time Allah Azza wa Jal told them to show their respects and to lower themselves like that was when he creates Nabi Adam and he tells them, go and do sajda for my creation. And tonight, the angels come down and they lower themselves for you because you remembered your Lord. This is what we get on this night of Laylatul. Recite Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Muhammad. I've just told you guys what happens when we remember Allah Azza wa Jalla on this night. You can do much better with a salawat than that. Allah salawat ala Muhammad wa One reason the angels come down is to collect their blessings. Another reason, like we said, 70 meanings for every verse, but again I'll only pick two. Another reason is what Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Holy Quran says, what Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Inni ja'ilun fi ardin khalifa. There is a hujjat, a khalifa of the word of Allah Azza wa Jalla on the earth at all times. There is always a hujjat of Allah Azza wa Jalla on the earth. On this night, Allah Azza wa Jalla allows the angels to come down to earth for another reason, so that they may send their salams on the hujjat on this earth, who is who? None other than our holy Imam, the Imam of our time, Al-Mahdi Al-Muntadar, Ajjal Allah Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif. The angels come down to send salam. And to understand just how many angels we're talking about, Allah Azza wa Jalla, when he speaks of Laylatul Qadr, when he speaks of this night of power, one of the meanings of the word Qadr is restrained, restricted, limited. Why? Everything about this night is unlimited, unrestricted. The blessings, the forgiveness, the mercy, it's all unrestricted. So why is one of the meanings of this night constrained, restricted, limited? Because there are so many angels on this earth that despite the earth expanding, there's no space left for anything else. There's no space left after all the angels descend upon our land. And when we think about those angels descending upon the earth, where do you think they are? Where do you think they've gone? It was this week, in fact, I was doing a session where I spoke about where those angels are on this night of time. When you think about your mind and you think about your soul, you think it's connected to your body, right? Your soul is connected to you in some sense, but where is it? Can you see it? No. Can you feel it? No. Can you hear it? No. Where is your soul? It's connected to your body, but it's not here. This just tells us that right with us, right around us, there's this world. It's part of our world. It is our world, but we can't see it. We can't sense it. But it's right there. Right next to each and every one of you. Angels roaming the earth. Angels walking around. This is what we get on the night of Qadr. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. And there is peace on earth until the sun rises again. One meaning of this is the peace that Allah Azza wa Jalla, the tranquility that He sent down for us. The second is the actions of the angels when they come down and they send their salams on each and every one of us. 1 billion angels praying for you to have peace in your life, On this night, Allah Azza wa Jal will decide how the life of each one of His people, each one of His creations will go for the next year until Laylatul Qadr. Whether you will live to see Laylatul Qadr next year, decided tonight. How much rizq, sustenance you get on this from now till next year, decided tonight. Your health from now until next year, decided tonight. Your blessings from now until next year, decided tonight. Your forgiveness from the start of time till next year, decided tonight. Don't waste this. Don't waste the opportunity that Allah Azza wa Jal has given you. Don't waste what we have received, because Allah Azza wa Jal, when He gives us an opportunity, He expects us to take it. Why? If we don't take it, somebody else will. And that somebody else who takes it will be better than you because they took that opportunity. And if we are the Shi'as of Amir al-Mu'mineen, then there can be nobody better than me and you. We can't stand for mediocrity. We shouldn't ever settle for anything less than the best. So make sure you take every opportunity that Allah gives you. And tonight, make sure you don't miss the opportunity of Laylatul Qadr. Recite Allah, Muhammad wa and there is peace until the dawn. There is peace until the sun rises. All around the world, there is peace, except for one place tonight. Except for one very specific house. The house of Bibi Kulthum, where Imam Ali alayhi salam lays on his bed. On this night, just remember, when everybody wakes up to do ibadah, Zainab and Kulthum are taking care of their father. The blood that won't stop from the head of Ali. Zainab is there with a cloth wiping it. Every instant the blood begins to pour, Zainab wipes the blood from the head of her father. If you have ever had to experience the moment where somebody in your house is ill, where they are unwell, you'll realize how difficult it is to take care of somebody who is ill. To be at their constant beck and call, when they need something to rush and give it to them, when they are uncomfortable to go and comfort them, when they are in pain to go and help them. It is very difficult. Now imagine you are fasting. Imagine you are fasting and you have to do this for somebody. Now imagine it is not just anybody, but it is your father. Now imagine he is not unwell, but he is in the final moments of his life. Zainab is looking after her father. She knows there is not long left. The people of Kufa have sent a doctor to the house of Imam Ali alayhi salam. We spoke last night. The final time my Mawla did iftar, Bibi Kulthum brought some milk forward. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, take this away. You never know when the milk will come useful. Now the doctor comes forward. He sees Zainab and Kulthum are there. He sees Hassan and Hussein are there. He sees Abbas at the feet of his father crying. Now the doctor, he realizes if he is to say what he wants to say, the children will not be able to bear it. So he pulls Imam Hassan to one side. He says, Mawla, Ya Imam, all I can say is Inna Lillah wa Inna Ilayhi Raji'un. Now there is no chance of your father surviving. Now there is no chance that Ali will continue to live. Imam Hassan alayhi salam, his face begins to drop. The color begins to run from his face. He realizes his father is leaving this world. The doctor, seeing what is happening to Imam Hassan alayhi salam, he says one thing. He says, look, your father will not survive. But if you want to take away some of his pain, if you want to reduce the pain of your father, there is one thing you can do. It is possible that if he drinks milk, some of that pain will be alleviated. Some of that pain will be taken away from him. He said this near the entrance to the house. Some of the people in the streets heard this. As the time passes, Imam Hassan returns to his father. There is a knock at the door of Amir al-Mu'mineen, a knock at the door of Bibi Kulthum's house. Imam Hassan opens the door. As he opens the door, he begins to cry and weep. He shuts the door without saying anything. He returns to the bed where Imam Ali lies. He wakes his father. He says, "My father, Ya Abata, something very strange has happened in the streets of Kufa. The doctor said that milk may alleviate your pain. There is milk here for you, but I do not know if I can take it." Imam Ali says, "Hassan, what has happened that is so strange? Why can you not take the milk?" Imam Hassan tells his father what he saw. What was it that my Imam saw in that moment? All the children of Kufa, the orphans of the city, have all gone to their mothers and said, "Today we will not have any milk. Today we will not drink anything." Why? Our Mawla, our master, the one who used to feed us, the one who used to clothe us, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he is in need of milk. So these orphans have brought their milk. They stand in front of the house of Kulthum, small bowls of milk in their hands. Ali ibn Abi Talib says to his son Hassan, "Ali cannot drink that which is belonging to the orphans. Go and tell the orphans if they want Ali to be happy. If they want Ali to be happy, then to drink this milk themselves." My heart goes out to one very particular orphan. When they finally brought water to Sakina, she turns to her auntie Zainab and says, "First you drink it." Zainab says, "No, Sakina, the youngest will drink first. You are the youngest, you drink." Sakina, what does she do? She turns towards the battlefield in Karbala. She begins walking out. Zainab grabs her by the arm. She pulls her back. She says, "Sakina, where are you going?" She says, "If I am thirsty, my Asghar is thirstier. If I am young, my Asghar is younger." My heart goes out to Sakina in that moment. Imam Ali alayhi salam, on this night, he has gathered all his children. Bibi al-Baneen stands with Abu al-Fadl Abbas. Imam Hassan stands with Bibi Kulthum. Hussein stands with his Zainab. In this moment, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he calls Imam Hassan forward. Imam Hassan steps forward. One by one, Imam Ali calls his sons forward. Muhammad Hanafiya steps forward. Imam Hussein alayhi salam steps forward. The sons of Amir al-Mu'mineen all come forward. Then his daughters come forward. One by one, Amir al-Mu'mineen takes the hands of his sons. He places them in the hands of Imam Hassan. He says, "Look, from now on, Hassan is your guide. Hassan is your leader. Hassan is your protector. What Hassan says, that is what you shall do. From here on, Hassan is your Imam." Bibi al-Baneen begins to cry in one corner. Amir al-Mu'mineen says to his wife, "Baneen, Ali is still alive. Ali is still with you. Do not cry right now. I need you to take care of my daughters. I need you to take care of my sons." Baneen, stay strong. Bibi Baneen says, "The reason I cry is because my Abbas is crying." Mawla Ali says, "Why is Abbas crying?" She says, "You called forward everyone, placed their hands in the hands of Hassan, but you did not call forward my Abbas. What did my Abbas do that you did not give him to the guidance of Hassan?" Imam Ali calls forward Imam Hussein, then he calls forward Abbas. There are two narrations of what has happened at this point. There are two things that we are told happened. One is that Imam Ali alayhi salam takes the hand of Abu al-Fadl Abbas and places it in the hand of Hussein and says, "Hussein, this is your Abbas. Abbas, Hussein is your master. Whatever you do not leave my Hussein. Whatever he says, do that. He is your Imam." But according to another narration, when he calls the two forward, Imam Ali takes the hand of Hussein, places it in the hand of Abbas. He says, "Abbas, There comes a time where my Hussein will need you. Abbas, don't leave my Hussein alone. Abbas, don't leave him without help. My heart tells me that must be the same reason on the 10th of Muharram, after Abbas leaves the tents, every time Hussein needs some help, every time Hussein feels pain, he turns to Abbas. When Akbar leaves the tent, Hussein looks towards the river Furat. When he falls from his horse, Hussein looks to the river Furat. When Ali Asghar cries, Hussein looks to the river Furat. When Ali Asghar's neck is pierced, Hussein looks to the river Furat. When Hussein comes to bid farewell to Sajjad, Hussein looks out towards the Furat. When Hussein puts his sword down, he looks towards the river Furat. When a cry is heard amongst the armies of Yazid, attack the tents of Zainab to see if Hussein is alive, Hussein looks towards the Furat. He drags himself to his feet. My heart tells me, in that moment, Hussein must have called out to Abbas. On the banks of the river Furat, a trembling body must have called out, Hussein! Hussein, allow me to come and help you. ألا لعنة الله على قوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. مات حسين.